Go.
Real talk.
Yo, what's up, Raider Nation? Look, first and foremost, I got this octopus here. It's happy. He is not happy. You know what? Yesterday, let me start with this. I got a pissed off octopus right there. That's a pissed off octopus. Anyways, I'm not happy. Mostly not happy because the Raiders just, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not even mad at the players, except for Marcus Peters, who doesn't know how to tackle or just doesn't give a fuck to. But I mean, look, the coaching has been absolutely piss poor. The play on the field is piss poor, and that's a direct result of coaching. I mean, if it's one player who's not playing well, that's one thing. If it's 22 players who are not playing well, I would actually say 21 players because Max is playing his ass off, and he's pretty much the only one who really is. Well, Devontae sometimes when he's getting the ball and when he's getting involved in the game. I mean, yesterday was just so many things that I was looking at where it's like it's so frustrating because you have, one play where or one series where Devontae's getting the ball every play, and then all of a sudden you just start just giving every single pass to Jacoby Myers. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I've been around the game a very long time. It's not something that you see often. It's not something that you want to see continuously throughout those games, throughout those situations. And, and to see it continue to happen against lesser opponents. We saw Josh McDaniels go out there last year and coach multiple second half blow-ups. Raiders are leading by double digits and it implodes. We saw Jeff Saturday, a high school football coach, come in for his first NFL coaching debut. And what happens? They beat the Raiders. These are the games that you're supposed to win, right? Baker Mayfield, 2 days, comes down. What happens? Beats the Raiders. This year, I mean, it's the same thing. You've got Tyson Badgett, D2 quarterback, never played it down, undrafted guy. This should be a walk in the park, right? No. That's where you're wrong. Because, guess what happens? The Raiders got beat. I'm going to go to the chat here, start early. Leo Torres is really active in here. Just looking at this. Is this the problem when you bring in a GM head coach as a package? Not so much when you bring in a GM head coach as a package, but when you bring it in backwards. When you have a head coach who hires the GM, that makes it a big issue. We had the same issue with John Gruden and Mike Mayock, where Gruden pretty much ran shit because he was Mayock's boss. Mayock may be the GM, but Gruden ran everything. This is the same situation now where Josh McDaniels was basically like, hey, I'll come, but I got to bring my guy Dave Ziegler with me. Now, me personally, I think Dave Ziegler's doing a pretty good job. I know that a lot of people are hitting on the Tyree Wilson pick. I get it. We see Jalen Carter out there just demolishing everybody, and I want to see him. I'd want to see him as a Raider too. I wanted the Raiders to draft him. The Tyree Wilson pick, I guess, was a safe pick, whatever. I also think that they thought that Chandler Jones was not going to go AB meets Kyrie meets Kanye meets gets. I'm not going to go down that path, but I think that we weren't expecting to see a lot of that, and I think that with all that is the Tyree Wilson thing. Now, hold on a second. Oh, sorry. Got a little text there. Look, players are not happy. Fans are not happy. We get it. I see people saying, well, the only way to stick it to them is to not go to games. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're paying resale, that's how you stick it to them. Oh, not really. Here's the thing. The tickets are already sold. Okay, the tickets are already sold. So when you're buying tickets, you're buying resale tickets. So the people that you're hurting are the resellers, or the people that aren't going to the games and they're trying to sell their tickets so they can, not take a loss. The Raiders already got paid. Mark Davis already got his money. And so it's not a Mark Davis thing anyways. I mean, granted he's the guy that hires the head coach. You got sold a fake bill of goods. You got sold snake oil by a snake oil salesman. And I think that this is the time and place where we look at it and say, it's not the Patriot way, it was the Tom Brady way. Tom Brady was the driving force behind the Patriots' success. And we saw it because Tom Brady went to the Bucs, and what happened? He won that year. I planned to completely go in and eviscerate Josh McDaniels, and I thoroughly plan on it. I was like, should I hold off? Is this something that he could fix? Is this something that he could turn around? 24 games in, I don't think he knows what the fuck he's doing. He looks like he's lost out there. He's lost at press conferences. He tap dances around all of the answers. He will give a very, very vague answer with a bunch of coke speech and some knows and a couple sniffs in there. And I mean, come on. It's frustrating. I got Spencer Hicks asking me, realistically, do I see Josh McDaniels getting fired this season? And when do I think it happens? I think it happens if Mark Davis gets embarrassed enough. I think that you look at 17-16 to the Broncos. You lose to the Steelers. You lose. You beat the Green Bay Packers barely. You get destroyed by the Bills. You get beat by the Chargers off of stupid shit. You get rid of quarterback. You bring in your guy. You build this team of this offensive guru. Where's this offensive guru? The offense hasn't scored more than 19 points this whole season. The only time the Raiders scored more than 20 points was when defense got involved and Max Crosby got a safety to win the game. That's a problem. When you have Devontae Adams on your team, when you have Josh Jacobs on your team, when you have Jacoby Myers, when you have a Hunter Renfrow who's not even getting any targets until it's garbage time, but yet they want to trade him because they want to see if they can get something for him, but they're not going to utilize him to showcase him just so they can increase his draft value. Oh, because guess what? Maybe if they use him, they might realize that he's actually a decent player and they could get something out of him. Or they could use him on the field and he could make some plays. Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make any sense to me. And I sat yesterday and I was like, I was going to go live yesterday, decided not to, decided that I would put together some thoughts. And I mean, dude, it's frustrating. It's completely frustrating. I think if the Raiders get embarrassed by the Lions on Monday, it makes the seat hotter. I just said, I'm watching this press conference and I feel like Josh McDaniels doesn't know what he's going to do. He doesn't know the status of Jimmy G, or he claims to not know. The question is Jimmy G a better option? When asked about why he didn't put Aiden O'Connell in sooner or why he didn't start him, his answer was, it's not preseason, with an arrogant laugh. He backed Hoyer up the whole time. He had his back the whole presser after he tore Aiden O'Connell down in his loss to the Chargers. Now, look, I know Aiden had some turnover issues. Those are things that are going to happen with a rookie mistake. I'm not going to hold that against him. The defense kept the Raiders in the game. Josh McDaniels had an opportunity to win. Instead, he decided to call a pass play. And of all people, you would think that Josh McDaniels would know not to call that play in the end zone. I mean, his team won a Super Bowl because of that. It's mind-boggling. It is completely mind-boggling. I look at this coaching staff, and I feel like there are some competencies there. Rob Ryan is a great defensive line coach. Patrick Graham has been doing a pretty solid job up until last week of coaching that defense. And this is one of those times where I'm actually going to give the defense some credit for yesterday, because they were out there a majority of the game. The offense just could not move the ball. They could not keep drives going. They couldn't do anything. And Josh McDaniel, once again, you've got a kicker who's obviously got some issue with his leg that's causing him to be inaccurate more than ever this year. And you would rather settle for field goals. Those are the things that piss me off. Those are the things that make me say, why, Josh? Why? Why are you the Raiders head coach? I've got the schedule behind me. I have the schedule sitting behind me. And I don't even want to start marking it anymore. I got my W's and L's on there. I feel like I'm just going to go L. Like, I mean, look at Dan Campbell. That guy's going to have everybody running through a wall just to play on Monday Night Football and be happy. Got Nick 209. Been watching games since early 90s. I'm not watching any more games until this regime is long gone. I say that, but I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm a sucker for pain. And I will go to games and I will watch games and I will say it shamefully. I am a sucker for pain. Luckily, my tickets are paid for. And luckily, I have reasons to go to Vegas because we have the parties at Tropicana and the party bus, and make sure that you are there for every home game. Saturday nights, Tropicana. Sundays before the game, we do a party bus from Barcode Burgers. We take it down to the stadium, tailgate J-Lot, go to the game, enjoy the game. And after the game, we have an after party in the Wynn Field Club. Then you get to go right back to Barcode Burgers and get some food, soak up all that alcohol, go back to the room, and then fly home. Fly to LA, fly to Oakland, fly to Kansas City. If you're a Raiders fan that lives in Kansas City, Taylor White, I feel so bad for you, my friend. And now Kansas City, like, if they couldn't get more annoying, now you have the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift stuff every single day being forced down your throat. First, we had Kermit forced down our throat. Then we had Jackson Mahomes forcing himself down throats. Pause. Then we have Brittany Mahomes screaming her little throat out. And now we have Taylor Swift. All I got to say is when the Raiders and the Chiefs play in Las Vegas, I hope to God the Allegiant Stadium DJ plays Famous if she is there. If she was smart, she would not be there. But we also know that Allegiant Stadium's probably going to get taken over by Chiefs fans. Some good-ass water. I am irritated. Anybody watching this Monday night game? Niners are not playing well. Somebody said that there was a Nick Bosa got hit with the Kardashian curse. As you guys know, he or may not know, he's in Kim Kardashian's new Skims campaign, and everybody knows the professional athlete, professional whatever Kardashian curse. We saw it happen to Kanye, where we saw it happen to Tristan. Yeah, saw it happen to Reggie Bush. He lost his Heisman. Nick Bosa, are you going to get the Kardashian curse? Shout out One Nation Fanware. Why do they always play the most embarrassing games against the worst teams? Because that's what makes it embarrassing. The Raider fans, that's why. It's always us against horrible teams where they decide to embarrass us. Yeah, it is. It is. Well, because we can't get embarrassed against a good team. You know, when the Chiefs beat us, it's like, okay, well, we're used to getting embarrassed there. When we get beat by 52-0 by the Rams, you know, it's time for us to get embarrassed. Baker Mayfield, it's time for us to get embarrassed. I mean, that would be like Jerry Jeudy catching a 99-yard touchdown on us. Like that's the kind of shit that should happen to the Raiders every single week until Josh McDaniels gets fired. Speaking of which, hold on a second. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm watching the Aces parade, and Chelsea Gray and Sidney Colson are going down the red carpet on Chelsea's scooter. That's hilarious. Yeah, so you know, I watch these idiots, and it's frustrating because you look at Max after the game, and he's visibly frustrated. He's tired of it. You know, we watch the recaps, we watch everything. You see Marcus Peters Olayan. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say. Everybody say hi to my stepmom. Hi, Wanda. We're it's I don't even enjoy. Like I told myself yesterday, I'm not going to get pissed off watching the game because it's not even worth it. You know that these guys are going to go out there and embarrass you. I'm sitting there talking to my friends. They're like, "Oh, should we bet on the Raiders?" No, you shouldn't bet on the Raiders. The Raiders are probably going to get their asses kicked. They're going to get embarrassed, and then everybody's going to be like, "Oh, what happened to your Raiders?" I'm used to it. Like you can't hurt me. I'm a Raiders fan. I mean, seriously, there's nothing you could do to me that the Raiders haven't done to me. Like, yeah, but you know, I got to say this, and I'm going to make it sweet, and I'll probably hop on here later on this week, but I will say this. Josh McDaniels is a horrible head coach. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He looks like he's lost out there every single time. He has no idea how to utilize his personnel. He wants to create a system, but doesn't want a system to create him. He needs to look at some of the younger coaches in the league and realize that you utilize your best players the way that you utilize your best players. You don't utilize your best players the way that you would like them to work because not everybody is going to fit in the hole that you designed. A square peg does not fit in a round hole. So stop trying to make it work. Just because you don't like the way that Hunter Renfrow runs his routes, it's effective. It works. We've seen it. It's proven. Let him fucking run. Let your quarterback call an audible at the offensive line. Because guess what? Your plays aren't fucking working. And if you want Josh Jacobs to be a 100-yard game rusher, then guess what? You need to spread the ball. And if your quarterback can't do it, get somebody else out there that can. Hell, I'll fucking go out there and throw the ball. I don't give a fuck. Raiders, get it done. Josh McDaniels, figure it out. Otherwise, get the fuck out of here.